Hey, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Today we are working on the Bally Circus motorboard. Just want to go over what it looks like before. It is nasty. I don't know how good I can get this thing clean, but yeah, it's nasty. This is like a blue color, as you can see there and here. I'm gonna try to get it back to that. I don't know how much I'm gonna succeed on it, but yeah, we'll be working this way. Be pulling all these relays off, cleaning them as good as I can. It's gonna be very hard. So you only can clean so much without destroying things. So I'm gonna get some hot water and a bucket and a rag, and we'll clean up as much as we can. This is going to be a very slow process on cleaning this one, because I got to clean, let dry, clean, let dry, clean, let dry. It's just a rolling circle like that. But yeah, you can see just how nasty it is. I did get the game to do things. I did get the score motor to do some stuff. I did get to reset everything. I got 500 on this reel here because this was on player 3 and I was messing around with these, making points. Yeah, there's the 500 point relay. And yeah, that's when I unplugged it. But I didn't get it credit button, reset, and start a game. But you can see this thing is just very filthy. So I'm guessing a lot of these contacts either are not doing anything, or they're just so cruddy that they are doing something, but they're just so cruddy and they're not doing anything. But otherwise, yeah, I think it will live again. We'll see. If not, oh well. He said it did work, and it just all of a sudden stopped and was having issues. You do a little thing and it would start back up again. So I'm just hoping it's just super duper dirty contacts. As you can see, everything is just filthy. Here, let me put my phone down. Wait there. And we'll find my headset. Alright. It's hard to do that with one hand. But as you can see, the difference in the contacts here versus here. These are all nice and clean. Well, they're all nice and clean contacts now, versus like these. They're just filthy. Dirty. Clean. That makes a difference. So yeah, we'll go through all these, make sure they're all opening and closing. These ones seem to be perfect. But yeah, we'll get through that. Go through everything. Rebuild the 2 mechs. Go through the score motor, oil it up. Clean off all the stacks. These should be not black. I'm gonna get filthy doing this, but I gotta get the vacuum cleaner out, start vacuuming, and then we'll start taking apart. And then this too, I don't know what the hell went here. This is the part that scared me the most, was this fuse being jumpered. This fuse is part ran by, well, the circuit powers the score motor. So I was like really paranoid. Why would somebody jump this? Was it keep blowing fuses or what, you know? But I plugged it in and this was not getting hot. And the score motor did things. So I'm just hoping, it was just so dirty that it blew a fuse because, you know, the contacts weren't doing anything. But I did go through all the coils. They all tested good, which was wild. Especially on this flipper here. That flipper had some heat going through it. And it's still testing perfect. So, but the playfield is crazy clean. It almost leads me to believe that this is not the original playfield for the machine. Like it was swapped at one time. What is that, number 2853? I wonder on the cabinet if we have any numbers. Sometimes those will match up with a stamp on them. Sometimes Bally's got a stamp here. That almost looks like a stamp, but it's not. And sometimes they're up in front. I've seen them here. Yeah, there we go. 4248. 4248. So we got the original head and cabinet. I do not believe this is the original playfield, because this is 2853. So this playfield did not come with this machine. So I'm guessing when this game was in some type of hot fire, I'm guessing when it was, the playfield that was probably in it, he had a super duper amount of like melted plastic and stuff. And they just transplanted it because this is just so filthy. But that is so perfectly clean. You know what I mean? This shows no sign of any smoke damage or anything to it. This you can tell on the head how light it is here and then how dark it gets on top for smoke damage. The cabinet has been repainted. You can feel the real sharp lines on it, which you shouldn't be able to feel on a game of this age, even though it's even got a chip there and it's been painted. So it was repainted at one time. But yeah, you can see the smoke standing right in here too. So, but yeah, look right here. Perfectly mint wood, smoke stained wood. And it's got a good smell to it. I sprayed it last night with Lysol because my basement was smelling really bad. There's smoke lines right there. So that's another proof that the playfield was swapped, because you can see it had the damage. I don't believe this machine was on fire. I just believe it was in a room that was on fire and got very severe smoke damage. But yeah, if you can't feel, but as I'm going over the seams, that's a good one. You can tell it was taped off They did a damn good job doing it, but the head they didn't do. I don't know why they didn't do the head. But then right here, oh, does this paint match? Yep. But yeah, and then you can see it's lighter and then darker up on top. And then a lot of the score reel parts, I've worked on games that were in fires before, and some of the score reel parts where you can see on the tops of them how yellowed they are, and then the parts that were hidden were like brand new, like clean. So that also had led me to it. And plus, just look at, you know, I cannot clean these machines the way they need to be because it overprices, you know, the build. I don't restore games. I just refurbish them. I mechanically refurbish them and get them back to doing what they do. They work. They might not be pretty. I don't do, you know, any high-end restores. No restores at all. I just mechanically restore the games. I guess that's what you would call it. Where I rebuild all the mechs, get them all going. But this one I'm going to try to clean as good as I can. I just don't like opening up a game and it just looks, you know, filthy dirty. So it doesn't look like I did anything to it. So I'm just making this video here. I'll make an update when I get halfway through it, and you can see the difference in just the halfway. And then this has to get mounted somewhere on here. This is a time circuit bulb. It's a 455. It's a blinker. So when the circuit engages, it lights this bulb. And then once the bulb gets hot enough, it disengages the circuit, which is kind of cool. The only thing that sucks about it is if this bulb burns out, it kills that part of the circuit. It will not let it work. So it was cool, and then it wasn't cool. This bulb is basically just a super cheap timer. That's all it is. It's a cheap timer. Because as long as it takes for this bulb to heat up and turn off, it's how long that circuit holds. So, all right, we're done with that. I'm going to get some cleaning going on, and we're going to hopefully get this game working back just like it did years ago before it got filthy and neglected and left for dead. So we'll get her back mechanically working again. She might not be the prettiest. It will be pretty on the outside, but this might not be pretty, but it doesn't need to be pretty to work beautifully. So there'll be some cool stuff along the bottom. Give me a thumbs up. Please like, subscribe, and share. And take care. And later.